Hey guys, welcome back. Please leave a like so this video is recommended to others and hit that subscribe button so you can keep seeing videos just like this.
Ya me dio miedo estar aquí.
Is that a real kid?
Pero ni modo, vámonos. Ay, no. Ay, no.
Yo, is that a real kid? Why is she in the hallway,
Pero
bro?
ni modo, vámonos. Ay, no. Ay, no.
Where are her parents, bruh? If that's even a real person, that might be a ghost. Where are her ghost parents? And why was she giving him a death stare? Jesus.
Hey, AI is starting to falsely accuse people of crimes, and they are going to jail for it. This woman was put into jail for nearly 6 months down there for a crime that she did not commit. She lives in Tennessee, and the crime happened in North Dakota, who smart people now have picked up on the fact that Tennessee is not in North Dakota. Someone in North Dakota walked into a bank with a fake military ID and tried to withdraw tens of thousands of dollars. And they ran security footage through a AI facial recognition software, and that software scanned this woman's social media posts and said, she's kind of sort of the type of person, she almost matches, that's got to be the culprit. So they traveled 1,200 miles to arrest this person. And then she spent nearly 6 months in jail until her attorney was able to produce a bank statement showing that at the date of the crime, she was in Tennessee buying cigarettes. She could not have been in North Dakota, 1,200 miles away, to commit that bank fraud.
Well, damn. If that's not terrifying. She did 6 months in jail for this. The only thing I would be thinking about every single day would be that sweet, sweet multi-million-dollar lawsuit. Hold up there. Quick word from our sponsor, Cloaked. They bet me that my info was probably exposed. So let's put that to the test. Alright, this is my actual real phone number. I kind of don't want to see what's going to happen. Alright, here we go. Alright, I got my verification code. Jesus, they weren't lying. Is that my social? How'd they get my social? Okay, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see none of this. And I'm pretty sure I know how they got this info. It's probably from every single time I've signed up for a loan, a credit card, and they're probably making millions of dollars every time we do this. And you know the worst part is that I probably consented to this. It was probably buried somewhere in like terms and service somewhere. This really sucks because there's no way around it. You kind of have to feed the machine. And they're betting I'm not going to do nothing about it. They're probably right. Most services remove data that's already out there, and that's the problem. It's already out there. The problem is when you sign up for another website, another service, another anything, you're creating more loose ends and leaving yourself vulnerable again. And our sponsor Cloaked solved this for you. Cloak uncovers where your data is being sold and removes it. Their app lets you create unlimited burner emails, phone numbers, and usernames whenever you need to sign up for something. And the burners work just like real ones. You can call, email, text all inside the app. And that way data brokers can't tie these accounts back to your real identity. Not only is your identity protected, but the broker just bought a bunch of worthless information. You're actively making them burn their money. Is there anything more satisfying than that? That's awesome. So just by using Cloaked, you're actually screwing data brokers over. They also monitor the dark web and can detect if your information has been exposed. They got a built-in VPN, a password manager, an AI-powered spam call filter, and they also give you $1 million identity theft insurance policy. So you can go to my link at cloaked.com/Ahuevo and enter your phone number for a free security scan. It only takes a few seconds and you can see how at risk you are right now. And the longer you wait, the more of your information gets bought and sold. So if you're ready to take it back, go to cloak.com/Ahuevo to get 30% off any plan.
Okay, hold on a second. Pete Hegseth. I bet you they wish they aired this from that guy's angle and not this angle, because you just missed something that could be nothing, but also looks like something. Watch this. They shake hands. Oh, wait a minute. Where do they do funny secret handshakes again? Watch it again. Is it a big club that we're all not in? Quickly, you would have never seen this if you were watching TV. You would have never noticed that in time. You slow it down, and you see a handshake I've never done. If I shake hands, it's a firm grip. I don't put my finger on that part of their wrist. Like, what's going on? And in totally unrelated news, here's a handshake if you're in a secret club that you literally have to vow secrecy if you want to join. But I'm sure it's nothing.
The more you mature in this life, the more you realize our government is just another gang. You know how gangs got like secret handshakes and secret hand signs? You're basically in a gang with cheat codes. They do get to be up to no good, except that they have no consequences. POV bad weather. That is not bad weather, is it?
Shares a branch. Wow.
Tell me that was fake, yo. Oh, we've seen that clip. Dude, that one clip where there was ice that was like the size of like bricks falling from the sky, that has to be fake, right? That's gotta be AI. Ain't no way that's real. That's some apocalyptic city destroying hail falling from the sky. There's no way that was real.
Who would imprison these ants? Well, if we go out of the sewers and up the giant skyscraper, we can see a superhero is thinking the exact same thing. I'm not talking about this guy, I'm talking about the super ant on his foot. And if we look at the reflection in its goggles, we can see what it's looking at. And as we go down into the city and into the dark alley, we can see a deal going on for more ants between cockroaches and rats. But if you look into the back, the rats are actually answering to pigeons, which, as everyone knows, the pigeons answer to a pigeon lady. But if you look carefully, you'll see that the pigeon lady is an operative of an unknown organization where the head of the organization isn't even of this world. But if you look closely at the alien, you can see that it's actually a robot. And if you look into its eye, you can see a shadowy figure that's behind it all. Because if you're wondering, who would imprison these ants? Well, if we go out of the sewers and up the giant skyscraper, we can see a superhero.
Alright, stop. Stop. Is this how deep the Jeff files go? This has to be how the real world operates. There's no way it doesn't.
This machine will soon turn the ocean into the world's biggest power source. It rides the waves without fighting it and turns movement into clean electricity. But here's what's crazy. After 20 years of development, a UK startup called Sea Wave Energy may have finally solved the biggest problem with wave power, because wave machines usually break in rough water. But here's where things get interesting. This machine was designed to move and flow with the waves like a sea snake, and one unit can generate up to 100 megawatts of power, enough to power a small city. But this part is nuts. It's 100% recyclable, made from reinforced plastic and not heavy steel. But here's what makes this design really special. Most machines use oil, so one leak can poison the ocean, but this one, it uses seawater, so there's no oil spill risk. And one last thing, it can turn seawater into fresh drinking water, up to 500 tons an hour. I am blown away by this invention. Experts are calling this the next generation wave tech. But the main question is, would you live in a city that is powered entirely by waves? Follow for more future tech changing sustainability.
I can't wait for every government on Earth to not use this. I feel like every once in a while we see an invention like this just for them to not use it. Like you see it in a video one time and then it just disappears forever.
Okay, so what is that? You guys, I'm brightened, sharpened, and zoomed in, and I'm going to share a screenshot with you guys. Now, at first, I thought, well, maybe that's a person and that's something behind their head. No, it moves at the end. That is the entire head part of whatever this is. Now, I'm going to share with you a screenshot. I want you guys to screenshot the screenshot and then draw on it the outlines of what you see. I'm not going to put what I see, because I don't want to give anyone any ideas. Now you see how it walks away there? That whole thing is the shape of its head. Okay, so this is zoomed in, brightened, and sharpened. Hold on, I'm going to give you an even closer image. If you want, you can screenshot this one, or you can screenshot this one, which is super zoomed in on the head. When I zoomed in on this, you know what? You guys just drop in the comments what you see.
What the hell was that, bro? That's gotta be the demon that was telling him what to do, right? The alien demon didn't want to be on camera.
This doorbell camera in Alaska captured a strange moment when a woman walked up to this house at 3 a.m. and asked to use the washroom. The homeowner wanted to help, but was suspicious, so he decided to say this.
Can I help you?
Hey, I live down the road. I was going to ask if I could use your restroom.
Sorry, I got dogs in here. They're not very friendly.
Okay. Have a good night. Yeah, sorry it's so late.
But as she was walking back, the homeowner waited to see where she would go, and that's when he saw that she came in her pickup truck and then decided to drive away.
Are you serious?
This doorbell camera in Charlotte, Florida captured a strange incident when a girl decided to show up to this house asking to be taken to Walmart.
Ask if you had any time if you could drop me off at the Walmart.
Who are you? Where's your mother?
My mother is at home.
Where do you live? Who are you?
I live all the way over there.
So why are you here?
Clearly confused, the man tries to help her, but then finds out she had been knocking on other people's doors.
My mom lets me go out of the house without at night.
So who is your mom? Where is she?
She's at home.
Why'd you knock on this door?
Because
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. I think this is a lost kid. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
Well, that was just as confusing as the first one. Was that first one setting up for a home invasion, maybe? Like, who asked to use your bathroom at 3 in the morning? Definitely not suspicious, right?
Are you Palm Beach Pete?
That's me.
Oh my god, I knew it!
Let me see you pull up. How old are you?
You can't keep getting away with it! You can't keep getting away with it! He won't.
Are you Palm Beach Pete?
That's me.
Oh my god, I knew it!
Let me see you pull up. How old are you?
You can't keep getting away with it!
Yo.
You can't keep getting away with it!
I'm sorry, Pete, but what kind of question is that? How old are you? Come on, bruh. How old are you? You were not beating the allegations. This is not the way to do it, my guy. Dropping my baby off for her first day of daycare? You might want to find another daycare, bruh. Why is there a random DeLorean? If that doesn't prove this is Pennywise, I don't know what does. You're better off dropping that baby off in the woods, man. I don't think they're gonna survive the day. Dust storm turns town red. Chat, is this real? That's Washington. I don't believe it. Is the dust red? There are eerie scenes in Shark Bay as a dust storm paints the town red. A cyclone Narelle is currently moving towards Carnarvon. The hell kind of name is that? Expected to hit throughout the evening. Wow. That's crazy. That's really crazy.
Here we're making robots that are made of robots, which is why I call them meta machines. So these robots are made out of modular parts that are themselves robots. And this means that if one part of the body is damaged or lost to injury, the rest of the body is fine. It survives. It continues to function. So we really wanted to create robots that were more resilient and that could evolve. We evolved these robots to move themselves through the world with a little bit of athleticism. So more athletic than any other modular robot has been on land, more athletic than any other evolved robot has been.
Okay, but why? They don't give a reason. Why do we need this? Don't matter how many limbs you chop off of it, it's just gonna keep coming after you. So they're making an unkillable Terminator. Awesome.
A man was just detained for breaking into Area 51, claiming that he worked for NASA and that he was investigating a time anomaly. Yeah, so this is a wild story from newly released body cam footage showing a man who tried driving past security at the Area 51 back gate back in January 2026, and this happened in the middle of the night. Which, if you didn't know, Area 51 is one of the most heavily guarded military installations on the planet. Like, if you put a foot over the gate, you're getting locked up or worse. And what he told the officers that stopped him is crazy. Basically, anytime they asked why he was there, he claimed that he was a contractor for NASA, and he had driven out there because of this time dilation anomaly. And he was saying this in a totally calm manner. He didn't come off as confused, and actually had 3 government badges on him, one for NASA, one for something called the Redstone Arsenal, and one for Army Material Command. Check this out.
Sounds weird, strange, but it's true. This is part of a time dilation facility, and we are experiencing this now.
Yeah, that's time dilation, Einstein's theory of relativity, and he's saying that he's experienced this kind of loop multiple times. Now, dispatch couldn't confirm if his credentials were fake or not, but they found this report of this same guy trying to get into the Nellis Air Force Base in Vegas the month before. Now, obviously none of this is confirmed, and if this guy even works for NASA or not, or who he really is, but this footage is real, and the way he's talking doesn't sound like he's making things up in his completely calm demeanor, but who knows? Eventually this guy is released, and he tells the deputies there that he'll be back again on the same date, like he's stuck in this loop. So was this guy just making up this story, or does he know something that the rest of us don't?
Well, that's crazy. This sounds similar to Bob Lazar. Like how they said Bob Lazar never worked at Area 51, but he did, and there's proof of it. I don't know, man. I kind of believe him. What do y'all think? Y'all think dude's telling the truth?
She was at church when she hears this. A disturbing video was taken this last Friday the 20th at the Catholic Church Our Lady of Grace in Greensboro, North Carolina, where a woman named Sandy entered the building when she began to hear multiple demonic screams coming from a man. Scared, she records the haunting scene and prays.
Where's the priest?
But after a few minutes pass, she goes and gets a priest for help. In this 12-minute long video, the man screams in different demonic tones as the priest continues reciting the Bible, and at the end, we can see the man finally begins to regain consciousness. Exorcisms remain one of the least understood rituals in the world, and when multiple voices speak to a single man, it raises a chilling question: what was really inside him?
Yikes. I know that priest was terrified, especially when he started hitting him with that holy water. Oh my god. That was hella creepy, dude. That was creepy.
Bro, this is security right now.
Hi, oh, it's waving!
Bro, this is security right now.
I don't think he was waving. I think he was signaling you to move it along. Wait till they start mounting lasers on the top. It's gonna melt your face right off. Most disturbing camping encounters caught on camera.
Someone there?
Just the wind. Just the wind.
Cooked his food in the middle of the darkness, a sudden sound echoed around the campsite. It sounded like something striking a stump or the ground nearby, but he could not identify what it was. Unsure of what he had heard, he chose to brush it off and continue eating. But the disturbance did not end there.
Who's there?
Bro's just
Hello?
sleeping on the ground. No tent.
Someone there?
No truck camping. Just raw dogging. Hell no, bro.
Yeah. Okay. That's not.
Another sound followed, this time resembling a stone being dropped somewhere in the darkness. Once again, he tried to ignore it and settle down for the night. Even so, an uneasy feeling lingered. Moments later, another thump confirmed that something was still nearby.
Okay, alright. That one's a little much. This one's hella fake. That was a little played up for the camera, right?
Tag your favorite creator and tell them to do a live reaction to my eyes. That my corneas are a lot bigger than the average person's.
Being honest with you guys, when I first watched this, I thought that this might be edited. These might be contacts. In reality, it's not. This video that I got tagged in comes from a social media creator. We can see that they have very large eyes. We also get a side view of that as well. We can see that the cornea here is protruding, and that's because this person has something known as megalocornea. If you guys look at this diagram of an eye, we can see that right here is the cornea. Megalocornea is essentially just an enlarged version of a cornea, which results in a very distinct appearance when you're looking at somebody head on with this condition. Their irises are going to appear to be huge. And from the side, we can see that it protrudes quite a bit. It's very odd when you watch them blink as well, because the eye will shrink back in, pop back out. From what I can tell, this is influenced by genetic factors. While this is not necessarily life-threatening, this can result in vision loss and can also result in you getting cataracts earlier than you otherwise might.
I bet.
This creator did state that they do have difficulty with their eyesight as a result of their condition. You know, this is certainly my first time hearing about this. What about your guys's?
Well, damn, bro. Got them demon eyes. Because I think that's what that is, right? Your eyes are like oval shit. Blinking must be so uncomfortable. I did not need to know this. I guess just being regular blind ain't that bad. I mean, it's still pretty bad, but not as bad as this. This looks painful.
Today, the internet is being sent into a frenzy over this headline. The bullet used to Charlie Kirk did not match the rifle allegedly used by suspect Tyler Robinson. Now, this article from Daily Mail has received over 14 million views in under 10 hours and has sparked hundreds of posts suggesting that conspirators were right again and that Tyler Robinson is not the But it's not that simple. Let's start with the part that is true. A recent analysis from the ATF, an official law enforcement agency, could not conclusively connect a bullet fragment recovered during an autopsy to the rifle found near the scene. And now, because of this, the defense for Tyler Robinson is arguing in court that they need to delay the preliminary hearing because they may now want to use this finding along with others for his defense. Now, here's why this headline could be misleading. The main thing is that an inconclusive result literally means there's not enough information to say yes or no. Anything else is presenting uncertainty as proof. Not to mention that inconclusive ballistic results are not that uncommon. One study, for example, by Forensic Science International found that their examiners had inconclusive results in about 20% of casework calls. That's about 1 in 5. And the reason it is so tricky to determine is because experts are looking for these microscopic markings that are left on a bullet as it passes through the barrel. And these tiny scratches are like fingerprints in that no two have identical markings. But when the bullet is damaged and fragmented into so many tiny pieces, it's sometimes impossible to conclusively match these markings with its original. And that's what seems to be happening here. Now, what that means for this trial is that Tyler's defense may try and use this inconclusive result to clear him of blame, while the prosecution will aim to demonstrate that they have other evidence against him, like alleged text, DNA, etc. But the question is, what do you guys think about this?
Is anyone surprised right now? Genuinely. I think all this is gonna prove is that he wasn't working alone.
This is so sad and horrifying. A 2-year-old little girl was to
by the power seats of a 2026 Hyundai Palisade. This happened in Akron, Ohio, when a couple of parents went to a store with their 2 young kids. The dad went inside to do some shopping, and the mom stayed in the car with the 2 kids. And while they were waiting, she let them out of their car seats, let them move around and play in the back seat, not knowing what was about to happen. The kids were in the 3rd row, and at some point the power seat system got activated and the seats began to fold on top of the children and completely the 2-year-old little girl. The mother then immediately jumped out and ran to the back to try to get it to stop. There's a button on the side that when you push it is supposed to reverse the seat, but it malfunctioned and didn't work. She could not get her little girl out. She was screaming for help. A bystander came and tried to manually lift the seat, and even that didn't work. And by the time they were able to get her out, it was too late. She had already from her injuries. Authorities said that the family did nothing wrong. There was nothing they could do, and Hyundai has issued a stop sale on their 2026 Palisade and is even recalling almost 70,000 vehicles while they work on a repair. The cause of this and the entire situation is still being investigated, but rest in peace to this poor child. Let me know what you guys think about this, and as always, I'll keep you guys updated.
Yo, did they not check this at the factory? What the hell? How does this happen? That is sad and crazy.
Scared. Just. That is scary.
Oh, damn.
You need to send that to the company. I'm going to do the other side.
That's so sad. I don't know how they didn't check that at the factory, how they didn't do any safety checks. That's like, how does that happen, dude?
Birds around the world are now building nests out of cigarette butts and even settling down inside ashtrays. From the Galapagos to New Zealand, researchers have found species weaving discarded cigarettes into their homes, not by accident, but on purpose. A study published in Animal Behavior found birds like blue tits in Europe are using cigarette butts as a kind of pesticide. Nicotine and chemicals help repel parasites like fleas and flies. In lab tests, nests with cigarette material had fewer parasites than untreated ones, and chicks raised in cleaner nests were noticeably healthier. Some birds are even adapting in real time. In Mexico City, finches and sparrows have been seen tearing apart cigarette butts and spreading the fibers through their nests for better coverage, almost like insulation. But there's a catch. While it helps keep pests away, exposure to nicotine has also been linked to signs of genetic damage in chicks. So it's clever, but it's also a stark reminder of just how much wildlife is adapting to human pollution.
That's pretty smart. I thought only dolphins are smart like that. We got birds out here using pest control now. That's crazy. Disturbing police body cam encounters no one can explain.
The manager of a private beach in Surfside Beach called police after hearing strange noises coming from the women's restroom. When he tried addressing the possible trespassers and asked them to leave, reminding them that the beach had long since closed, there was no response. Body camera footage shows the responding officer entering the restroom to investigate and remove anyone inside.
I'm sorry, the beach is closed.
Yo, he sounds scared as hell.
If anybody's in here, the beach is closed. No, I'm not entirely sure if anybody's in here. No.
Lock broken.
Huh?
Lock's not broken, so it must not have been locked.
Yeah, we're all set in here. I think I heard my keys jingle and thought it was somebody's footsteps.
Okay.
I'm just gonna close it.
As he approached the entrance, the officer heard loud banging coming from the stall doors. He moved closer, and just as he reached one of the stalls, its door suddenly swung open right in front of him. The officer immediately looked inside, only to find it completely empty. Later, he admitted that in all his years of service, he had never encountered anything like it. So what could have been the source of those strange sounds coming from the restroom that night?
He's in the now. He said I heard my keys jingle and thought I heard footsteps stop playing. That poor cop is paranoid. I think he needs a vacation.
I have gotten tagged multiple times of a creator, oh god, using this filter on her dolls to see if it works. So naturally, Is it me? Am I the ghost in the house? So naturally, I'm going to try it on the gang. We are going to start off strong with Helena, my one doll that is apparently haunted. And I knew she was innocent. Herbert. This is the one I'm worried about. Theodora. She does... We will try out every face. Oh, God. Oh, God! Amelia. Oh, my God. Elizabeth. Stop. Girls. Okay, that tracks. That for sure tracks with Amelia. Edith.
Yo, why only some of them?
Elizabeth. I am surprised. Walter. No, my innocent boy. Josephine.
Not
and
Josephine.
The one that started it all. Betsy. She's on the cusp. That's all right.
Halvesies.
That's all right. Wow. I knew it. I knew it, Amelia.
So I guess that means that some of them definitely are haunted because it only worked on some of them. I didn't like that. That was really creepy, and I would get rid of the ones that made a face because no thank you.
Let's have a look at this lady behind President Trump and just look into her eyes. I've been saying this for a long time. The people that are running the show, the people that are behind the closed doors, they are not human. They are some sort of shape-shifting reptilian humanoids, and it's been caught on tape over and over and over again. They live amongst us, and this is why they're so evil, because they're not connected to the source of all creation. Peace and love.
Lizard person or possibly geeked out. Either way, not a person you want to be around. When you wait 2 years to get on the Rapunzel ride at Disney, only for her to get mauled by two birds before you get on the front. What? Yo, they are jacking her hair up. Oh my god. Damn. Probably a $2 million animatronic right there too. Ruined by two birds. There's probably some kid horrified watching that, thinking she's getting eaten alive.
You know, I bet it's been a crazy day for all those Space Isn't Real people with this new Artemis launch that happened just a little bit ago. I've already seen a bunch of dialogue about it on here that they're just staging all this to make us believe space is real. But let's watch a little bit of the launch.
4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition. And liftoff. The crew of Artemis 2 now bound for the moon.
If you've been following me for long enough, I bring up the Space Isn't Real conspiracy a lot. Not underground tunnels a lot, but a lot. And so many of y'all have sent me videos of this space launch to talk about it. You know, and I've always questioned why we haven't went back to the moon after all this time. You have that whole theory that all the technology was lost, which is a weird one. But another clip I really want to show y'all about this Artemis launch is what the crew said beforehand.
The opportunity to answer the question that could be the question of our lifetime, which is, are we alone? When we go out and meet people, people ask that all the time. Have you seen evidence of this? What can we learn? And the fact is that answering that question starts at the moon. The moon is a witness plate to our entire solar system's formation. It's a stepping stone to Mars, where we might have the most likelihood of finding evidence of past life.
You know, that video clip kind of has that whole let's prepare you before we release the information kind of thing. You know, the information that we already have, but let's waste tax-dollar money to go to the moon. That way we can give you information we already have. But all you Space Ain't Real people, what's the real reason for this launch?
I just think it's funny that they did it on April 1st. Which is April Fool's Day, right? I want to wait till they come back and we have all the footage, if they show us any footage, to see if it's AI. You know, people are going to look through all that stuff. But I do think it's weird that they're not going to land. They're just going to go around the moon. Why not land? We should land, just like we did before. We've landed before. Why can't we do it now?
To everyone defending this man because he wore a grandpa shirt, let me introduce you to the person you are actually defending. This man did not originally live here. And the door he's continuously staring at, this isn't his door. He lives in the apartment behind him. Before he moved into the apartment across from this camera, there was a woman living here and had had just moved in when this man showed up at her front door right after she had stuff delivered to her house. And explains to her that he is moving into this apartment complex and wants to know some information about it. And she tells him, I just moved in here, I honestly can't answer many questions. And proceeds to try to have a conversation with her, repeatedly telling her how attractive and pretty she is. I think this is a strange man she doesn't know that doesn't even live in this apartment building. She then installs this camera. He then moves in and realizes she has installed a camera. Not only does he move in right across from this woman. Anytime he sees her coming and going, he opens his door and tries to have a conversation with her. Anytime she's coming up the stairs, he pulls this number, trying to stop her. Not creeped out yet? That's okay, because he also checks every single one of her packages. Not only does he check every single one of her packages, knowing that she has a camera recording, he makes comments about where she is getting her packages delivered from. This is a shot of him watching her as she gets into a friend's car. He literally hurries up the steps so that he can then turn around, take this pose, and then watch her for several minutes. Him consistently checking the mail that he knows is for his neighbor is not weird enough. The fact that the mail person was also so creeped out by this man that she changed her entire route to avoid having to interact with him. Time he's talking to her fellow male neighbors, in fact most of her neighbors are grown adult men, he has to bring her up and talk about how attractive she is. Then after learning that this man had moved into this apartment complex, two of her fellow female tenants went to her apartment to warn her about him because apparently he's been kicked out of multiple businesses in the area for harassing young women. Just so happens to be a young woman. This isn't creepy enough for you. As soon as he learns that she has broken up with her boyfriend and he believes that she is now living alone, all of it intensifies. It's footage being him checking her camera as if he's trying to see if he can take it off. Sometimes he literally just walks outside to stare at her door. Occasionally he will open her screen door to check to see if she is home. At this point, I honestly don't know if this is like neighbor harassment or if he is actually stalking this woman. But before you defend someone simply because he is wearing a grandpa shirt, you need to realize they make predators every shape and size.
Well, damn, bro. That's creepy as hell. Nosy neighbors are a nightmare. They really are. But stalky ones, Jesus, bro. The wood chipper comment, yo. I really can't understand why some people just can't leave some people alone. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Well guys, that's all I have today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you made it all the way to the end, you're awesome and I appreciate you. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.